Hello everybody, hope you all are doing well. I'm Kajuju and this is a deck check. I'll be giving you straight up gameplay and impressions of how well each of the various games work on the Steam Deck. We'll mainly go over controls, graphics, performance, and if the game needed something extra to run. I won't be doing any sort of deep dive into the performance or hardware of the Steam Deck itself. I will leave the performance overlay on for FPS to observe as we go through this deck check. Timestamps are provided for you to go straight to the part that you are interested in, so be sure to check that out, especially if you just want to see gameplay with no commentary. So let's get started. The game we are checking out is Batman Arkham Origins. The game was released in October 2013. Batman Arkham Origins is the third installment of the Batman Arkham series. You play as Batman and fight through the cities of Gotham. This installment acts as a prequel to the Arkham Asylum, City, and Night. The game takes place before the rise of Gotham City's most dangerous criminal. Batman in Arkham Origins is young and unrefined, so you get to experience his early career as a crime fighter that sets his path to becoming the Dark Knight. At the time of this recording, the game's deck compatibility status is unknown, so this game most likely just has not gone through the verification process, but it does just run out of the box. I downloaded the game and just started playing, so no need to do any sort of workarounds. The controls for Batman Arkham Origins work straight out of the box. The game defaults to gamepad with joystick trackpad, which works just fine. The controls for this Batman game are the same as the previous games. They really don't change all that much, but with each new entry, they do feel a bit more refined. Navigation through the game's menu is easy to do. The game is a controller-focused game, so that should come to no surprise. All the button prompts match well to the Steam Deck's button layout. As always, if you find that you don't agree with the controls, you can always change the controls through the Steam controller configuration. So no need to navigate through the game's menu to fiddle with the controls. Gyro controls do work for this game as well. It is useful for when you want to just adjust your aim slightly when using the batarang, but I didn't really find a need to use it all that much, but it is an option for those of you who love to mess with gyro controls. Before I give my thoughts on the graphics, I do want to point out that I am using a beta branch of Steam OS. The beta branch allows me to have an uncapped frame rate since previously the cap was 60 FPS. Unfortunately, the FPS counter at the top left doesn't fit 3 numbers, so you may think you see a frame rate of 20 or 30, but that is actually 200 or 300. Batman Arkham Origins runs well on the Steam Deck. This game does not have preset graphic settings, but it doesn't matter too much since you can pretty much run this game on the highest settings. The Steam Deck was able to handle all the settings at the highest except for hardware acceleration Physics X. That one setting can greatly affect the game, so it is best just to have it off. With Physics X on, I got about 10 to 15 FPS in certain areas, but when looking at those same areas with Physics X off, I had around 75 FPS, so it is a huge difference. All the other settings you can have at the highest and get the FPS of around 70 to 90. During fights, you may occasionally go down to 50 FPS when doing the final hit. There was one graphical glitch that I ran into during my fight against Killer Croc, but I think it was the game itself and not the Steam Deck because I redid the fight and it didn't happen again. Cutscenes for this game run super well. You'll see that the FPS is in the hundreds, so if you plan to play this game off a higher refresh rate monitor, you may be pleasantly surprised on how well the Steam Deck handles it. The Steam Deck's refresh rate is 60, so you may not benefit from those really high frames. Batman Arkham Origins is one of my favorite Arkham games from the previous ones that I have played. I have not tried Arkham Knight yet, but I did get it for free on Epic that one time they gave it away, so I will be trying it out on the Heroic Games launcher. But you should definitely get Arkham Origins. The game looks great for nearly a decade-old game. The game just ran straight out of the box and the controls needed no fiddling. This is a game for the Steam Deck where you can just start it and go. The Steam Deck handles the graphics for this game very well. You just need to make sure Physics X is off to have the best performance. If you never tried an Arkham game, you should start off with Origins since it is the prequel to the whole Arkham series and doesn't feel as outdated as the other ones. So when it comes to whether I would prefer to play this game on my desktop PC or on the Steam Deck, I would prefer to play this game on my Steam Deck. The Steam Deck handles it very well and is an ideal game when on the go. You also don't need to be online to play, perfect for long drives or long flights. But let me know in the comments down below if you think otherwise or if I missed anything you'd like to see for the next video. If there is a specific game you'd like for me to try out, feel free to leave a suggestion in the comments as well. I'll leave some gameplay after this outro for you to watch if you just want to see gameplay without any commentary. If you also want to support the channel, consider leaving a tip. A link will be in the description down below. Just make sure to read the message below before tipping. So remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, and until then, I will see you all later. Goodbye.
The calendar man. And that's just too perfect to ignore. You're gonna owe me for this, Julian. That could be useful.
Sir, what do we do about Loeb?
Bring him in, bring him in.
What's all this about, Sionis? Haven't I always come through for you?
You may have, Lillian, but things have changed. We're starting with a clean slate, and you're not on it.
What are you talking about? I'm not on it? After all I've done for you. You can't do this! I'm a police commissioner, damn it!
Show's over, boys.
I'm too late. Commissioner Loeb is dead. Black Mask has a lot to answer for.
It's the bat!
We're never getting out of here. We got it.
Anyone in the vicinity of the room, please clear the area. I've just been informed that the gas chamber has been activated without following proper protocol, and harmful gas may be present. The gas chamber has been engaged. Please clear the room and surrounding areas.
I told you to grab the memory card.
You wanted it smashed, so I smashed it.
And it better be, or the next thing that gets smashed will be your face.
The memory card is damaged, but I should be able to recover most of the data back at the Batcave.
Your scent.
I know I caught yours.
You ain't strong enough.
Where's he going?
The boss of me is me.
want teeth. I want answers.
Wait till Black Mask's assassins get through with you.
What assassin?
Whoever wins is gonna be famous and rich.
At least we know he won't be ugly. Freeze! Hold me right there!
I'm taking you in.
Not tonight. No such thing as a Batman, huh?